I didn't mean it, Mr. Fantano! Could you possibly see it in your heart to forgive me?
No forgiveness! You're fired!
Being your own boss sucks.
Hi everyone, my needle drops. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review. I am I, who am I? Kin. Finally, a debut LP from I am I, who am I? The project that gained widespread blogosphere attention after some short, strange, anonymously produced videos started cropping up on YouTube. But once this project went semi-public, exposing that the person fronting, kind of spearheading I am I, who am I was in fact repeatedly slept on Swedish singer-songwriter Jonna Lee, a lot of the curiosity in regards to this project just disappeared with the mystery. The sudden loss of interest did not stop I am I, who am I. From 2010 to 2011, the project continued to release full-length music videos, as well as a live album too. And every video just had, man, immaculate cinematography, just beautiful images, surreal images brought in a pastel color palette. I'm talking just costumes, dances, really weird settings, makeup, everything. And of course all of these videos were set to the music of I am I, who am I? Which in video after video consistently hung within the realm of just synth pop, art pop, electropop. It's pop, everybody. There was kind of a downside to that because the visual side to this project just felt so overblown in comparison to the music for me. To be completely honest, I just felt like the music merely existed to complement the videos that I am I, who am I was putting out most of the time. I felt that was especially true since I felt like the music I was hearing was just a less adventurous version of what was obviously inspiring the music. Artists like Portishead, because there's definitely a down-tempo thing going on with some of the tracks here, Bjork as well, and especially Silent Shout era The Knife and Fever Ray too, who are fellow Swedes and also inspire the visual aesthetic of this project in a big way too. I tuned out big time when it came to 2012 and this project. I did not listen to a single song all the way through that they had put out up until this point, and they released 9 new songs with accompanying videos since the beginning of this year, and those 9 songs make up this album. But honestly, separating this project from its visual end with this album, just listening to the music, is exactly what I needed to start enjoying what's actually going on here. Because while the music on this LP does feel simple, Jonna Lee does bring a very odd and enjoyable personality to these tracks. But like I said before, this is basically pop music with very clear influences. But let's not discount it because of that, because making a catchier version of the kind of experimental music that inspires you isn't necessarily an easy thing. And I would say I am I, who am I does it impressively right from the start of this album. I love the second track on here, which is titled Drops, and has this very throbbing beat and this Portishead inspired winding melody. The track Good Worker is a very dark piece of new wave and just has Jonna Lee against this very hard grooving beat, singing in her upper register, exploring that upper register with some nasally vocals and weird cadences. Strong choruses and strange vocals are pretty much the angle that nearly every track on here takes, but that does not mean there isn't variety among these songs though. The track Idle Talk, one of my favorites on here, is a very dreamy, sensual, kind of whisk you away ballad. And in contrast, the track In Due Order is very grimy, it's very kind of disturbed, dark, almost like industrial pop. And the song Rascal is very quiet, it's atmospheric, and has this beautifully escalating chorus. Very bare bones, but I love that swell. And the extremely dancey closer has almost a disco vibe to it. And with that disco vibe, Jonah Lee's vocals kind of gain a somewhat Bee Gees quality to them. And the production on here is really great as well. Lots of fat, just thick synthesizers. They're very colorful and they layer intricately on a lot of songs throughout this LP. Sometimes I wish Jonah Lee and her producers would kind of take it easy on the reverb. There are some moments where I feel like her voice is soaked in so much reverb, it really distances it for me. And the instrumentation is as well. The reverb can make it sound a bit too glossy at some moments. I can't really complain about the production too much on here. I think it sounds great. Just lots of colorful synths, like I said, strong, textured beats, clear muscular grooves, and a vocal that has some nice personality to it. Some interesting effects on these tracks too. Catchy, 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 catchy choruses, and distinctly different songs. I thought I was going to absolutely hate this thing to the point where I was throwing up violently on camera in every direction, but I think this album's good. Feeling a decent to strong 8 on this thing. I do feel like the vocals here and just the overall style will not be for everybody, but if you can enjoy those and basically get past the knife and Bjork worship on this album, you'll hear some really catchy songs, and in the future we will possibly hear IAMAMIWHOAMI grow into something more of its own. What do you guys think of this LP? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Why? And what should I review next? Anthony Fantano, IAMAMIWHOAMI, forever.